What's up, y'all? Thank you so much for coming back for Life After Lockup. Marcelino confronts Brittany's ex. Lamar clashes with the Mormons while Andrea hatches a secret plan. Girl, that ain't never good. Michael faces Macon's father, and Sara makes a life-changing decision. This is Life After Lockup, episode 21, Close Calls. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Let's go.
What's up? Thank you guys so much for showing up. I get so hyped on Sundays when I know that I'm going to be here with my girls talking all things Life After Lockup.
Yes, ma'am.
And this week did not disappoint.
Not at all.
Right? It was so good. So my name is Kitty Kaboom, and I am joined by my amazing co-hosts. Please introduce yourselves, Brianna and Alexis.
Well, I'm Brianna.
And I am Alexis. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Exactly. Okay, let's just get right into it because it's good this time. All right, so Brianna and Alexis. I said Brianna and Alexis. That's you. Marcelino and Brittany. What is the deal with the Marcelino thing? Did he really think that was going to... What? He didn't go there amicably. He knew that was about to turn into something real ugly. What are your overall thoughts first, before we even dive in? I'm sorry. What are your overall thoughts on the show?
Well, the show was crazy, but I feel like Marcelino and Brittany were a big reason why it was so crazy, so I can't wait to talk about them. So I understand you wanting to jump right in with them because they really were like the big thing that happened for this show. But the show was entertaining as always. Love seeing all of our couples. The Marcelino Brittany thing was crazy. Andrea Lamar, that was funny. Can't wait to talk about that. Just overall good show.
Yeah, the show did not disappoint me at all. Like, I was actually paying attention to everybody's storyline. Like, I wasn't bored at any point.
I know.
I was always rolling my eyes when it got to Tracie and Clint, but that's all the time. But I love today's episode.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good, especially compared to last week. Because last week was a little bit like, okay, moving right along. But this was good. So yeah, the biggest story, in my opinion, and it sounds like you agree, is Marcelino and Brittany. But it wasn't really a Marcelino and Brittany thing, was it? It was a Marcelino and Brittany's ex thing.
Tito.
Yes, talk about Tito and them scrapping.
You know, I was just disappointed that Marcelino even went there to begin with. He was completely out of pocket, and I would have been upset like Tito. Like, why are you having this conversation with me and Brittany isn't? And how are you going to say that you want 100% custody after, I've been the one taking care of the son, and, I'm not even the reason why I have 100% custody? Like, there's things we need to discuss first, but it shouldn't even be discussed with us, too. So what are you doing here? But my thing with Tito was, how you going to jump up at Marcelino and then lose? Like, he got beat up. Like, if you got to hop up on somebody, I need you to come with it.
Right.
Like, it could have easily just stayed the conversation that it was, but Tito tried to jump big and then ended up getting beat up.
Like he had hands or something.
Like,
he ended up on the bottom, bro.
That was
trying to talk
one.
your way out of that fight.
Yeah.
Remember when he was at faces? He's like, get off me, get off me.
I didn't even really pay attention to the fact that he's the one that initiated the fight, and then he lost.
Yep.
The thing is, I see where Marcelino's coming from because his intentions are really good because he has this whole backstory. When he was a kid, he dealt with his daddy issues as well. However, he has too much empathy in this situation, and now he's taking it very personal. So it's like he's fighting his fight through his stepson. And now he's, on top of that, his own wounds plus his pride is just making a really bad concoction for Brittany.
I agree. And at the end of the day, we're supposed to be keeping the kids in mind. How is this This is about your will. You want these things to go this way. You feel entitled to have this kid, a whole human being that doesn't even belong to you, that you didn't even help create, because you feel like this guy is not a good guy. But like you said, you're living out your daddy issues is what it really boils down to. And I think you make a really valid point, too. He goes over there to somebody else's house and has the gall to say, I want 100%. Like, there's no way that conversation would have been amicable when you flat out say, basically, I'm trying to take your kid from you, just so we're clear.
And then he kept saying, I've been having, I can't remember the little boy's name, but I've been having him for a year. He just keeps, Giovanni. Yeah. And he keeps saying, no, you haven't had my son for a year. And I was kind of doing the math in my head, like, okay, well, how long has she been out? Because that's when, and Marcelino, y'all just got married. Like, I can see if y'all have been taking care of Giovanni nonstop for like 2 or 3 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a year.
Because the baby's not even a year old.
Yeah,
exactly.
like they barely came out. They've barely been married. Like, I just felt like he just had some audacity to really come to that man's house and really do that. And then he broke the promise that he made to Brittany.
Exactly.
So I
and
was
all
really
of this
disappointed.
emotional stuff. Like I feel like that's his downfall. He seems like he's such a tough and rough, you know what I mean? This exterior of, I'll punch dude and I'll do this and I should be able to stand up and Brittany, sit your ass down. Like he gives that persona, but at the end of the day, you are so sensitive, bro.
Yeah.
You let everything affect you. The fact that you got all in your feelings about this whole situation and thought that it was a good idea to confront this man speaks volumes. Like, listen to your wife. She told you, I know that dude. I know how to handle the situation. And now look what's facing her. Do you guys think that the police are really going to be called on her?
No, because I think Tito has his own issues with the law, and I think he just said that to scare her into getting what he wants. Tito seems like he's manipulative like that. Like, he'll be quick to say, I'm going to call the police just so he can get... And he knows Brittany's like, you know what? I don't want
no
that
problems.
type of problem, especially with my son.
Yeah.
But just like back to Marcelino, I feel like as soon as he realized that Tito was getting hostile, Marcelino should have just got up and walked out and said, you know what, I can already see where this is going. Because Marcelino knows what he's capable of. He knows he doesn't have that great I guess he has self-control in a way, but his mouth is out of control.
He's always out of pocket with the slick comments.
So he should have excused himself from the house immediately.
Exactly.
But that pride.
Every time. That's what I'm saying. He presents himself as like this guy. But at the end of the day, you make stupid decisions based on emotion. And I'm not saying that that's like a woman's trait or anything, guys. I'm just saying as a man that seems to be like bravado all the time, maybe you need to tap more into your emotional side so you can find some balance as opposed to like being one way or the other.
Yeah, especially when those decisions are going to make a bad situation worse.
Exactly.
Yeah, and especially when you really shouldn't have a say-so in the matter at all.
Let's start there.
You should have just let your wife handle it like she said, because you're not... I know you feel like Giovanni's parent, and technically you are his step-parent and you're taking care of him, but it wasn't your place to approach her baby's father. You should have just let your wife handle it. And then, like she said, if they didn't work it out amongst them as the parents, then come into it and try to, but it's not your place to really be making these decisions.
Totally agree. And then on top of that, I remember I think it was last week when I said Brittany has a good case because Marcelino has a great background and is clean and all that stuff. Now, this one incident can really mess up a lot because not only did you go to this man's house and approach him about something you had no reason to, you assaulted him.
Yeah.
So now you go from the squeaky clean record and now I'm sure, I doubt Tito's going to file charges, but it's just the simple fact that it went from 0 to 100 for no reason.
Unnecessarily. Completely avoidable.
Yeah.
And you know what I think, with all honesty, I think if they would have went to Tito and were like, let's have 50-50, Tito probably would have been like, let's do 50-50. But now because they want to come out with all 100, and now that they've approached it in this way, now it's going to be a fight for all 100%.
Exactly.
And now Giovanni's going to miss out because he's not going to either be with his father or be with his mother. And it's really sad.
It is sad.
Felicia Jackson says Marcelino is a jerk. However, this wants Brittany and his child only.
I guess this guy wants Brittany and his child.
Yeah, that beautiful little boy is Brittany past. Marcelino is getting rid of her past. That includes her. Oh, so you think that Marcelino's trying to get rid of Brittany's past? No, Marcelino loves that boy.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
So he was basically saying that he is trying to mess it up with Brittany having her baby so he can have the baby out of there and they can just be together. But like you said, it seems like he really loves the
He
kid.
genuinely loves that little boy.
I don't know
He
if I agree
spends
with
time
that.
with him. The fact of the matter, he's brought his mother. And remember last week, the mom was there when they were like on a little play
Yeah,
date
he does
and
more
stuff.
than what he needs to.
Exactly. I think now, if he's trying to get rid of Brittany's past in terms of the ex, I get that. It does appear that he thinks that somehow he can just like eliminate Tito. That ain't happening. Whether he's in his life or not, that's still his father, regardless. And he's so disrespectful when it comes to that.
And Brittany wouldn't go for a man that would even try to think of something like that.
I agree. Miss Alexis, is something you want to share with the folks?
Yeah, so first, before we go any further, we just want to give a huge thank you for watching every week and making us the ESPN of TV Talk. We love what we do. We love watching our crazy shows and talking about them with you, but we can't continue to do it without your help. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're on right now during the live chat, we do see your comments, and we love reading them. If you're listening on iTunes, please make sure to give us a 5-star rating. And no matter what the time, the place, the show, no matter what show it is, please continue to watch AfterBuzz every single day because we don't want to do it without you all watching.
That's
course not.
We need
What's the
you.
point?
Yeah, exactly. We need you. So thank you. Thank you so much, Alexis. Appreciate you, baby.
Yeah.
So Lamar and Andrea. Let's get into it because you know they are my favorite of all of them.
You love them.
I do.
They're
because
so funny.
so like funny, right? They're
Yeah.
kind of not kind of. They're mismatched in such a way.
But it works.
It works though. That's what I was about to say. Like
Yeah.
I think because even though he's very steadfast and like I won't do this, I won't do that, he loves her. You know, it's funny when we were watching it. I was asking Bree. I was like, Bree, do you think he like genuinely loves? He's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I see that.
It was a quick yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it really was.
Yeah.
And I see that. You know what I mean? It's obvious that she loves him. There's no question about that. The lengths that she's gone through for this man.
The real question though is does he love her enough to move to Utah?
No.
That's not happening.
Nope.
Yeah. Because it don't have, in his mind, it has nothing to do with love. In his mind, I'm home now. I'm the man. This is my place. I've always been here. And why aren't you siding with me with the understanding that I've been gone for 20 years, my guy? Like, that's a long time not to hug your kids, not to be able to, and you have your kids with you, brought your kids to LA. If I go to Utah, I'll never see my kids.
Yeah.
And I think he makes a valid point, but I know she ain't trying to hear that. So.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks in either situation because she wants to be in Utah, he doesn't want to be in Utah.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to be in LA, he wants to be in LA. So it's like somebody loses something or y'all don't have each other. And I guess because he's the man, or I guess like you said, because he's been doing 20 years, he feels like his decision should be the decision.
I think it's a combination of the two.
You know what I think? I think they should move away from LA, but not to Utah. Like they need to find some sort of happy medium.
Right.
Like maybe they should move to Atlanta or something.
But I think the whole
That's
point
too
of
many black
Utah.
people for him.
But I think Utah is it because of the whole Mormon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
And
I don't
what do
think
y'all
there would
think
be a
about
good
that?
medium.
The Mormon clash, supposedly. I didn't think it was a clash so much as they're just
Just educating him.
And he's just not open to it. I was very pleasantly surprised at the white folks. Not to put them, I don't know their names, I'm sorry. But the white people that he met, they were very like amicable and kind of going with the flow. You done got us here. You ain't bring no real beer. Like, they're cool. They seem like they're very regular people.
I'm just bothered that her friend made chitlins.
I am bothered
That
by
bothered
too.
me a lot.
Maybe she actually likes chitlins and she
Girl,
makes them all the
bye.
time.
Where did she learn
I
to
don't
like
know
chitlins?
because her friend said, yeah, she thinks she can make chitlins.
Right,
So I don't know if
exactly.
it's something she does all the time or if she did it for this occasion.
But I don't like it.
ma'am, don't ever do that
Ma'am.
again.
And ain't no black person from LA eating chitlins. I don't think they are black. Nobody from LA
Period.
is eating chitlins.
Right?
That's a country
Period.
thing.
Oh my God.
That part. So for you to come in here and knowing these white folks they gonna eat these chitlins, why would you even do
I mean,
that?
white
You're
folks
doing
like
too much.
chitlins. I mean, is Utah really considered the country? Because I know in
No,
Alabama,
it's the
white folks
Midwest.
is eating some chitlins.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
We,
yeah,
they
yeah,
eat-
yeah.
we eat everything in Alabama, no matter what color you are.
Well, I don't see that being the case here. I
But
just
mine
thought
ain't gonna do it, though.
she was reaching a little too
Yeah.
far with that one. But I did think it was really, really nice how they opened him with welcomed him with open arms and just were like, would you be open to just talking about it?
Yeah.
You know, but he just kept shutting it down. My whole thing is, didn't y'all have this conversation while he was locked up? Like, you mean to tell me that all the years y'all was talking, it was never understood, oh, eventually we're going to Utah. Are you agreeing to that? You know what I mean? For her to get the yes on everything else, you doing this, or I should say for him to get the yes. Are you going to come pick me up? Are you going to be my wife? Are you bringing the kids? Like,
Yeah, well, his point was that when there was she came to get him. The whole plan was to go back to Utah,
In
he
her
wasn't.
mind.
But he wasn't able to leave because he
that's
was on
right.
probation. And what he said was, because I was on probation and got comfortable here, I realized I want to stay in California. I've been gone for 20 years. I haven't had this time with my family. So in his I don't know if he really means that, but he claims it's just because they didn't go to Utah right after he's supposed to get out like they planned to. But I mean, if you wanted to move to Utah, you're gonna move to Utah regardless.
Yeah,
So it sounded like
exactly.
he just didn't want to.
Yeah. I'm really disappointed in the way that Andrea is being secretive with
I
when
was
she
just going to
said-
ask you guys.
When she said that she reached out to her old boss about getting a job.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. My mouth dropped because I could not imagine doing something like that. The betrayal.
But you know
Andrea,
what?
I'm so disappointed in you, girl. I'm
All her
sorry.
behavior is very sus, but at the end of the day, I think that she is finally in like self-preservation mode. You know what I
but
mean?
you don't. But
I'm
but
not
when
saying
you're
she did the right thing.
Yeah, because when you're in a marriage, that's your teammate.
Exactly.
Like every decision you make is for your spouse. You guys are partners.
Right.
So if you're in self-preservation mode, it should be for the unit, not for yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not going to benefit anybody but her and her kids.
I just don't understand how you're so opposed to his lifestyle and how he gets down. His family smokes weed. They drink, they this, they the other, they curse. It's so far from your Mormon lifestyle. How is it that you really think that this man is supposed to change literally who he is, what defines him, and all that he's ever known? Let's be real about 20 years ago, he was gang banging.
Yeah.
Baby, that ain't nothing to play with. That ain't like, oh, I belong to a clique.
And then you saw he had on his like Crip flag on the way to the
I
party.
was so mad at that
Why was
outfit.
he wearing that?
Kitty was so mad the whole episode.
Lamar, I was like, you couldn't wear anything else.
And he usually dresses so cute.
He did
I
it on
like-
purpose.
I like the outfits that he usually puts together. I'm so mad that he showed up in some Dickies and a matching Dickie shirt.
He did it on purpose.
You think so?
He did.
Yeah,
Because
he was making a statement.
Yeah, because he already went there with the mentality he didn't want to be there.
Right.
He knew that they were already going to look at him crazy. So he's like, you know what? Let me amplify it.
Girl,
You know
the blue
what?
bandana. I
Yeah.
was done.
I think he thought though that they were going to be a lot more judgy than they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
Like, because I thought that, and
Yeah.
then it seemed like when they got there, he was kind of like surprised, like, oh, they actually are really nice, they're really friendly.
You know what gave
So-
us that idea? I think that we thought that based on her quote unquote best friend and how she was just like, did he get that ring out of a box?
Oh yeah,
Remember that whole thing? And she was just like, you what? You gonna marry a prison man? Like she could not wrap her head
But
around
her
that.
friends were so cool. Like,
Right?
I love
All
her
of them.
friends.
Yeah, they were nice.
Yeah, I like
Exactly. They
them.
wanted to know where's the real beer.
They seem like they would be a fun time.
I think so,
just
too.
Keep the chitlins out my face.
Not only exactly,
But I would
you're
definitely
trying
hang
too
out
hard
with
with that
them.
one, but they seem very cool. Yes, and I didn't understand how. Well, I understand it, but once you get there and you see that they're cool in the gang, like, come on, give them a break and just have a conversation. And look, you're doing something you've probably never done in LA. You fishing.
Yeah.
The view was bananas. I thought we had beautiful views out here in LA. That was gorgeous. I was like, I could do that.
LA raised boy, he don't care about that snow and that view.
Right.
He's trying to get back to the warm weather
That's
and
all
palm
it is.
trees.
Yeah. Do you think this thing with Andrea, this little secret plan that she's hatching, is going to blow up in her face?
Yeah.
She gonna. I feel like more than anything, she's just gonna end up disappointed because he's not gonna change his mind.
He's not.
And she's not going anywhere.
Yeah, Lamar is a man's man. So he's not for his wife doing anything secretive behind his back.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's not
And you
gonna
know
work.
what? I feel like, and I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, and I feel like this would be a good excuse to throw out if she gets caught, is, oh, I was just making preparations in case you go back to jail. Because she did say, if he goes back to jail, I'm going back to Utah. So it's like, I got to, have some things on the side going.
I don't think that would be the
so
smartest
funny.
thing to tell about.
Okay, never mind then.
No,
That's why I'm not
that's so
married.
funny. Because you know what? That can scare him straight. And he'll be like, you know what? She's ready to move on with life without me, so let me get my stuff together. I like that.
That's why
I
I'm
like
married.
that.
We're not married.
We're not married.
we have no clue.
We don't have like
Yeah, because that is a very, it's almost like a backhanded compliment. Like, oh, I was just making sure that everything was everything and in place just in case you decide to F up again.
Right.
Yeah.
You're
You can't
welcome.
say that to
Yeah.
your husband.
Yeah.
Like that, okay, so you just have no faith in my
Yeah,
ability to stay out of
that's true.
jail? I mean, you just keep showing me that you're going back, so I don't
What you
know.
expect me to do that? I don't know.
Exactly. Yes, we love y'all. Just so you know, Lamar, we love, and I
we love
hope
you.
that we hear from you soon. I'll
Yeah.
leave it at that. Moving on, Mike and Lord, I don't combine the names. Michael, Megan, and Sarah.
It's a lot of names to say. There's
They
probably
are-
some Dee-Dees and Fifis that we don't even know about.
I
That are
know.
a part of this triangle and square too.
What are your thoughts about this whole situation? Because it's taking a turn for the. Do you think that's the better or the worse? Sarah's decision.
I'm proud of Sarah. Do
I
I,
am
think
too.
she's gonna stick by her guns and not give in? No, but she's in the right direction. Maybe she'll be strong.
I'm proud of her too. I do hope that she will go through and file the divorce papers. I hope they both sign them. I think Michael has no problem getting a divorce. I think Sarah. I was interested in the fact that Sarah said that she's the one that's scared to file for the divorce because she said I'm so scared of him and all this other stuff because she said that he can be spiteful. And I thought that was so ironic because he was the one that was saying Sarah's spiteful and now she's saying, oh well, he's spiteful. So
Right.
it's like, okay, well, are both you guys petty or are you just making up excuses?
Well, the behavior that I've seen thus far, obviously we don't know the whole story and all their background, but as far as what's been shown thus far, I don't see her being spiteful at all. I mean, I don't know about, he claims that she's going to keep his kids. I haven't seen any evidence of that. Like, she's never said you can't see your girls because you done went and got a girlfriend, because you screwed your girlfriend, because you screwed me, basically. Like, I don't see her, I don't know, but I don't see her being that way.
She FaceTimed him right after giving birth.
And when she said she was scared, I wasn't surprised at all, because I don't think that she's afraid to get the divorce necessarily. I think she's just afraid that this whole situation is coming to a head. It's very stressful to think that I said that I would be with this man forever. And he didn't even take 2 seconds before he done went and found somebody else and kept lying to us. But it's just too much. You know what I mean? So I think for her, it's like, I'm scared of what could be, or I'm scared of going through the actual process and making it finalized to like admit that I failed at this. Remember she was telling her girlfriend? That broke my heart, because you didn't fail, Sara.
I don't know. It's like, at first I was like, look at Sara, like making the first step and doing the right thing. And then she asked the lawyer, she was like, well, can I be the one to serve the papers to him? And I was like, okay, obviously this is a ploy for her to get to him and like tell her how she feel and be like, I'm leaving you, just for her to be like, I don't want you to leave, I still love you. And she gonna fall right back into that trap. She does, like, they do it all the time. That's the type of fights they do. She'll give him this long speech. I can't believe you did this to me. I'm so hurt, blah, blah, blah. And then he'll be like, man, Sara, you know I love you. And then she gives in just like that. Yep. And I think this is just her reason to do that. And I just don't think she's going to stand by it.
Yeah.
So.
I think they're toxic. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
The 3 of them are ridiculous, but definitely the 2 of them, because they're in a marriage.
Well, now it's the 4 of them that Megan's dad put himself in the relationship.
Was that ridiculous?
That was just stupid.
I was just like, who are you scaring? Like, I'm not even scared watching this.
We're on
FaceTime.
Yeah. What are you going to do over the phone,
like,
Daddy?
you lucky I wasn't there. Like, sir, you weren't going to do anything.
Have a seat. But in fact, have several seats.
You know, I thought it was funny when he said, your mama got woman's intuition, your grandma got intuition. But you know what? It's not even about intuition. It's about self-respect.
Yeah, you don't need intuition when you saw it in your face.
You see it in your
There's
face.
No intuition. You know it's happening.
It's not intuition. Like, it's spelled out for you in the clear blue sky.
Yeah.
You just need self-respect to say, okay, I'm walking away from this. And
because
she didn't
it's not
do
for
that.
my greater good.
Right.
And she keeps allowing herself to be dragged back in, despite everything that goes on. I did, however, remember Brie, I said, I'm going to go ahead and give Michael a little bit of props, because he did not disclose her secret to the dad. And I fully expected him to be like, super petty.
I got kind of nervous for her. I was like, uh-oh, the dad's about to find out she out here being a little freak. But Michael didn't do it.
He didn't do it right.
I was like, find out she's a freak.
Your daughter's a freak.
I took her virginity.
Oh my God.
And she kissing my friend.
And she kissed my friend. She a little freak. Okay, yeah.
I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised, because I was holding my breath.
Yeah.
Like, I know he about to be on some get back.
I was ready.
Yeah, as
He
was
could
I.
have.
Yeah.
Especially if he was mad.
I don't even think he would have been wrong. I don't know. Would he have been wrong? Because that's dry snitching. I mean, that ain't really his place to be telling all that.
I think it just shows that he still has hope for things working out with Megan.
Oh, yeah. I think that and here's the thing. I think that when and if Megan does decide, I mean, Sara does decide to show him the paper, I mean, go through with the divorce, I don't think any of that will surprise him, but I am... Because in his mind, he's already convinced himself that the reason that he doesn't want to get a divorce, or that he doesn't give Sara his ass to kids, basically, is because of the kids. But I have never seen Sara show that she would keep the kids from him. So I think he's just using that as an excuse. And at the end of the day, he has his cake and eat it too. Why would he screw that up? You know what I mean?
He don't want to not stop talking to Sara yet.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I know when she's trying to go serve the papers, he's going to be like, no, I'm not doing this because I still want to be with you, and she's going to fall for it. Because he doesn't want to stop talking to her.
Yeah, because Sarah's proven herself to be that writer. And he knows Megan's not about that life.
Yeah. You don't think so?
She kissed his friend while he was locked up for 3 months. What do you mean?
He broke her. Okay?
That means
She
you're
was
not a
broken.
writer.
Sarah wouldn't have done that.
Sarah never,
sorry.
and she's been with him for years.
Yeah. No, it's a good point.
And she's his wife, so like she can take him places. Like they're gonna have more privileges because she's his wife and he's on probation. Yeah,
good point. Yes, indeed. So they're interesting. But was Lizzie and Scott any?
so.
We gotta talk about the Lizzie and Scott
But you
situation.
know what's tea about that situation is I think think he is definitely sleeping with that friend with the dimple
You
piercing.
think so?
Yes, because she
not.
kept saying, you're sleeping with him, and not once did she say, I'm not sleeping with him. Not once did she deny it. And then she said in her informational, she was like, and even if I was sleeping with him, it's none of your business because you didn't want him. She's sleeping with that man.
She's not sleeping with him.
Nobody denied it.
No, he denied it. First of all, when he came in there, and she gave him a little ultimatum or whatever she called herself doing, talking about you're gonna take a drug test. He said, "I'm not sleeping with her. This is my friend." But I did think it was interesting that she didn't deny it. But I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that she is. I don't think she is.
I think that
She's
could also
doing
be
it.
editing. I feel like she could have been like, "Yeah, I'm not sleeping with him," and producers said, "You know what? We're not gonna
that
not
part
gonna
in
show
there.
that."
True.
They could have edited that so they could form that thought.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think
even
she's
the
sleeping
part
with
she's like,
him.
even if I was sleeping with
She's
him,
not attracted to him.
But the thing is, I would say that to a woman that's accusing me of sleeping with her boyfriend to make her mad. Because
You're not to say nothing.
you're coming at me crazy. You don't know me, and you're still on parole. One call, I can get you locked up again. You're wildin'. Yes, I'm going to provoke you, and I wish you would try to do something.
And I'll provoke
she's
you without
sleeping
saying
with him, in my
anything.
opinion.
I don't think. First of all, she's not even attracted to this man. She's higher.
I think she's in love with him.
What?
I truly do. I think she is stuck in the friend
Are
zone,
you
and she's always there for him, and she has this secret hope that she's going to end up with this
now
man.
it's a conspiracy.
I thought that since the first season when they first got on the show, when
you
old girl was still in jail. Yes, she is in love with this man.
Alexis Bay.
Yeah.
This is not a conspiracy.
I can't.
I
She's
really
not
think
giving
so.
that man no pee.
And I think
She don't want that D.
I
She
don't
don't
know.
want that D.
We gotta agree to disagree because I think that she is sitting on it.
Ooh.
I think when Scott
my
is
God.
all worked up over Lizzie and Lizzie's not there, he has his friend who is in love with him to go get it on with in the other room. And when Lizzie comes back, old girl gets pushed to the side because every time Lizzie shows up, she just looks like she's like, oh my God.
A mess.
Yes. I really
I think she's just
so.
sick of her.
Right,
though.
I think she's just
Yeah.
disgusted by
I think
her.
she's and then like what's her, Lexi? Lizzie's there looking at her talking about, you see this ring? You see this? First of all, you didn't even want the ring, and then it's like she feels she's like she's in competition
Yeah.
with her.
She feels threatened.
And it's such an
And I get
immature
it.
back and forth.
I
But
was
I
thinking
get
the
that.
same
I get that.
Immature.
But I get that because I don't want my man living with a woman that he's known for 15 years. I don't
Hello,
care.
That's
I don't
not
care.
her man in real life. Like, let's start
true.
there.
And that's
that
what I
ain't her man.
didn't
And
get.
he ain't her girl. She ain't his girl.
And you saw in this episode, he called her his girlfriend, and I was
But
like,
he
wait.
hesitated a little bit too. He was like, "Let me choose my words carefully."
Yeah.
And you're my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And she's my friend.
And I think if the friend wasn't in there, Lizzie would have been like, I'm not your girlfriend, Scott.
exactly.
Yeah.
I just came out of your shower.
Okay,
and
look,
I came to
Becca
be with you.
Davis says, yes, she is in love with Scott. Nasty. Sorry, but that is nasty.
See,
She
Becca
is
knows.
not.
Them female friends, I don't trust
Yo, I
them.
don't trust female friends.
Y'all
But
are terrible.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all.
We gonna
No.
have, only way we're gonna know is we get him on the show. So if you watch it,
Yeah.
come on in.
Right, come talk to
he's
us. We would
here.
love to
He's
have
in
you.
LA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
We
that
gotta
would be
figure
a
that out.
very interesting conversation.
It would.
Well, I put my vote for they ain't sleeping together. I think Homegirl's just over the nonsense of it all. And I'm surprised she pulled that take a drug test thing out of her ass. Like, where'd that come from? That's the only way I'll be okay with
to
this.
get Lizzie out the picture, I
She
guess.
just don't want Lizzie there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any truth to him possibly using drugs again? I like how the producers have set it up with this whole dun-dun. I don't see him going that route.
I mean, if they're going based off of just the dope spoon, no. But I mean, he's done it in the past.
But 20 years ago to pass, not
Yeah.
recently. Not to say that it can't happen. Lots of people get on that wagon and fall off just as easy. 20 years later, 5 minutes later, it doesn't matter. So I guess there's a chance that it's real. But I just don't. I don't know. His behavior doesn't seem like that. And she's talking about, he been acting weird for a few years now.
She just be
Girl,
looking for
shut
any reason to not have to be intimate with him and not act like she likes him.
I know.
Exactly.
Only time she want that man is when Dimple rings is like, I'm sleeping there.
And when he bringing a coin.
Yeah,
Don't forget
and
that
when he
part.
has some money.
Exactly. I'm surprised she's even. And where's her daughter? I'm dying to know what she thinks of all this.
Because
She's
she
not
broke the
grown.
promise going there.
And she been there a minute.
She got to know her mama off somewhere.
Yeah, because she's been
all this
gone
time.
quite a minute.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, Clint and Tracie. We got to talk about them. They weren't a big storyline this week, but they were definitely. First
so
of all, they're
nasty.
so hard to look at.
They're so rough looking.
Those fingers.
Here's my
When
thing.
he was on her shoulder like this. Me and Brianna were literally like
No,
crunching.
when I watched it, that too. I was like, oh, look at his fingernails. Like, does he work in a farm? Like, I was like, this is too much.
All not down to the nub and filthy. Oh, and hers ain't much better.
Look, here's the thing though, on some real stuff though.
Yeah.
I am bothered at the fact that this is 20 minutes after that huge blow up.
Girl.
And they're chilling, sitting on the couch.
You love me?
And then they're talking about, the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And then he just comes out with this sorry. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, okay, well, if you still love me, and you told her that I'm not your goddess anymore. First of all, emotional cheating is cheating.
Amen.
You don't have to.
Worse.
It's worse.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to sleep with someone to be wrong.
That's right.
That's your wife. You're talking to this stranger about your wife, telling her your personal business. You're connecting with someone on an emotional level that you have no business doing. It's inappropriate, and you're wrong. And all it took was to say, "I'm sorry," and
I love you.
And then I love you. You're still my goddess.
Right.
It's trash.
I agree.
It's trash.
But both of them are kind of trashy, so it makes sense. I mean, at the end of it, she's ready to go to the little chapel.
Because, he started talking to her when, she had gone back to jail, and that was after the whole steal your car and run off to do crack situation. So
Right.
I think he should get a pass for talking to her initially. He shouldn't have been telling her all of Tracie's business.
Right.
But I feel like they both kind of did some messed up things for it to just be okay for them to just be like, whatever, okay, we love each other, all right, get over it.
So because she did something crazy, now he's done something crazy, you think they should just wipe the slate clean and let's just do a
This
do-over?
slate has been wiped clean so many times.
Yeah.
It's just like, you might as well keep it dirty and pile it on, because you both love chaos.
Keep the slate
just
dirty.
keep the slate dirty, because that's what keeps bringing you guys together.
Yeah. I don't know any of these couples that aren't toxic. Well, I don't
Andrea
think
and
Lamar
Lamar.
and Andrea
And
are
Brittany and
toxic.
Marcelino.
They're not toxic,
but that's because
yeah.
of Brittany. You know what I mean? I feel like if Marcelino had his way, it would be a situation somehow with a fight for him to have control every week.
But I think after, because he knows that he's in the wrong
Yeah,
for
he
this
did
situation,
admit-
her baby's father,
couldn't
I
believe
think
he
he's going to
admitted
have
that.
to realize, okay, I need to fall back. I think that's when he's finally going to be like, okay, I need to calm down.
I hope so, because he needs to have several seats. He do too much.
Yeah.
We got a special segment.
Yes.
And Brianna is bringing it to us. It's always so much fun. Let's hear it, baby.
Okay, so we have 3 more. We do the who done it, but I did stupid criminals.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell you guys what they did and
Okay.
how they ended up getting caught, and you guys have to say which one did what.
Got it.
Okay, so the first contestant we have here sent Ohio police a photo of himself because he didn't like the mugshot that they took.
You know what?
So he sent them a pimped out picture in their car, in the car, chilling, and said, "Here, use this one instead."
Oh my gosh. Okay.
The next one asked
great.
police to test their meth for Ebola
You know what?
because the state posted a Facebook post saying, please make sure if you purchased meth or heroin in the state that it gets tested immediately for Ebola.
So he went straight to the
So they
source.
went straight in and said, please test my drugs, and got arrested. Okay.
I love that.
Stupid.
And then the next
Priceless.
one, basically the next one marked drug dealer as their occupation on their arrest record.
You know what?
So who did you think
I'm
did
dead.
these stupid crimes?
I know.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
feel like the mugshot person is the guy in the middle. The meth person is is that a woman on the left?
Yes.
The woman on the left.
Yes.
And the drug dealer one is the guy on the right.
Okay.
Okay, I think that the meth guy is definitely the middle. He looks like he on meth right now.
Okay.
The better picture where he pimped out, he probably was doing big things, and his caddy is on the far right.
Okay.
And I think the last one where they walked in, it was like, can you please trust? No, what's the last thing? Meth?
Drug dealer occupation.
Yeah, I think she went in and said, I'm a drug dealer. That's what I
Okay.
do.
Lexi got it right.
Dang!
Yes.
I got them all wrong.
You got it wrong. Yes.
I didn't even get one right?
I don't think. No, you
Okay.
didn't. Well, I mean, I guess we see why the light skinned guy didn't like his picture because you said he looked like he's on meth. So there you go.
There
That's
you go.
who did it.
Oh my gosh.
And the drug dealer guy is the one other, right?
The last one with the dreads. Yeah.
Hilarious. And the other one was, can you please test my meth?
Yes.
She
the
didn't look
woman.
like a meth. See, that's what I get for making assumptions based on
There
looks.
you go.
That's all I could do, though. My bad.
I win.
We got news, baby. We got news.
Yes, we do have news. So our news for today is that one of our favorite Love After Lockup stars, Lizzie, has shaved both sides of her head. She is rocking a mohawk now. It is her new look. She posted the picture on Instagram. It said, "I'll be 42 next month, so I wanted something different. Either that or buy me a sports car." And her hair isn't the only thing that is going to be a change in her life. She is going back to school in the fall. She's going to start classes on September 7th, and she's studying to be a drug and alcohol counselor.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
You know
That's
what?
wonderful.
That is wonderful. Big
Claps
ups
for
to
you,
Lizzie.
like
Yeah.
Lizzie.
All the way around.
They say when a woman changes her hair, he's about to change her life. So
This is what they say.
Well, you know, part of me feels like Lizzie doesn't have edges, so I don't think that was a big leap. Honestly, but I love that you are changing your life around, regardless of your reasoning for changing your hair.
Wow.
Changing your life is everything.
I cannot.
Kudos to you, girl.
And hopefully you can get your shit together. Just saying. Just saying.
I
Miss
think that
Lizzie.
would be a good,
That's a
role
good
for
start.
her.
Yeah. It's an
You
excellent
know,
start.
I mean, she's been through it, so she can
Yeah,
help others.
and if she is actually
Yeah.
sober, as she claims, then obviously she can be super instrumental in helping other
Yeah,
people.
and you don't
Yeah.
really care about someone, what they have to say if they haven't experienced something themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was about
that's
to say.
good-
She would be the best teacher. Yeah, nobody wants to hear you wagging your finger talking about, don't do that to your child. I'm sorry, you somebody's mama? Exactly. Have a seat. Calm down. All right, we got predictions.
Your
you guys think?
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Yeah.
I feel like I've kind of been putting out my prediction the whole show. I feel like Michael and Sara are gonna make up because she has no willpower.
True. I can see Lamar getting really mad about Andrea's little secrets. I don't know how the beans are going to be spilled, but they will eventually. So I can just see that blowing up in her face.
I think that Marcelino and Brittany are headed for a long, horrible road with this whole court situation.
Yes.
And it's really sad because it didn't have to go that route. But
Yeah.
surprisingly, Marcelino kind of jumped out there and did some stupid stuff. So I just think it's going to end up biting them both in the ass. And she had no part in it, which is the saddest part. I mean, which is good, I guess. You know what I mean? Because it speaks to her ability to stay out of trouble and,
Yeah.
and not
But
do
that's
bad
her
stuff.
husband, though. So when he
Exactly.
does,
She does.
She does.
It's unfortunate.
You know, but maybe if Tito really understands, like, okay, I didn't want him to do this, and they all can admit to that, then maybe he'll be like, okay, well, aside from Marcelino, who I still don't like, as the father of your child, I feel like we can work this out and come to an agreement.
You think Tito would do that?
I don't know, but that's my hope. My
would
fingers
be
are crossed
nice.
for that. Yeah,
That would be
nice.
beautiful and mature.
Because, like you said, it shouldn't fall on her. She didn't do anything. She didn't want him to go over there.
But you see the text that he sent her immediately.
Yeah.
That's his only connection. He does not know this guy, Marcelino. All he knows is what he is shown up to show him.
Yeah.
So at this point, he's going to attack her because that's his connection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's so sad that he ruined that. And unfortunately, I don't see Tito being mature enough to be like, you know what? We're just going to let bygones be bygones. Come
Yeah.
here, girl. Let's talk about this and let's get it popping. Because at the end of the day, I believe you didn't even share with your husband. We forgot to mention that she didn't show up in court, that she wasn't signing no papers. So we don't know all of that background, but it ain't looking good.
And he got beat up, so
Yeah.
he mad about that.
Well, that is Life After Lockup, episode 21, Close Calls. We
Yeah.
appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. We will be back next week, we promise. How many shows we got left?
I don't even know, girl.
I hope it's a lot. 'Cause
I
I'm not
know,
ready
right?
for it
I
to
know,
go off.
me either.
But I know that the news show starts in
Yeah.
a couple of weeks, so it probably
So
will end right
ready.
before that one.
So
yeah.
real quick, my name is Kitty Kaboom, KITTIEKABOOM. Find me on social media. Let's talk.
I am B_Cheyenne, CHIANNE.
And I am Alexis Brown. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at I am Lexi Fierce, and I'm going to spell it because they spelled it IAMLEXIFIERCE. Lexi Fierce.
Nice. Thanks, guys, so much. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.